Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of these Usagi Podjimbo podcast. I'm your host, Mike, and let's get into this to another Usagi Yojimbo story. Today we are looking at Usagi Yojimbo, The Tower, and we are reading from Usagi Yojimbo Origins, Volume 2. This is the Wanderer's Road, this particular trade paperback that we're looking at. Just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for checking out the podcast. If you're new, go subscribe to whatever podcast platform you're subscribed to. Share, tell your friends, and tell them to go read some Usagi Yojimbo because Usagi Yojimbo is really cool, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it. We finally got through Volume 1. We're moving on to Volume 2. That last one, the Lone Rabbit and Child, that was a fucking good story. But we're moving on. We're moving on to another pretty good story, I would say, which is The Tower. And so we start off our issue with a young little green dinosaur. The dinosaur is sleeping. He happens to wake up and you see these panels of him uh stretching, yawning on. Oh, look, his tummy is rumbling and he's looking for some food, and that's where we start out with. He sees a vendor cat man trying to sell some noodles. He's like, come buy some noodles. I need some new. You want to buy some noodles? I got noodles for you. Noodles every day. Got some good hot noodles for you. And he sees the little dinosaur and he's like, hey, get out of here. He's whimpering for some noodles. He's just hungry and he needs some food. And he gets kicked off. He's like, get out of here, you pest. We don't want your kind around here. And he goes off and he sees this bear guy eating a fish. And the bear guy, he throws away his trash on the ground, throwing away trash. Like, I mean, come on, don't you even care about the environment, bro? Like, he's just throwing his bones just willy-nilly everywhere. And the little dinosaur goes off, and we find out that he does not like fish, but he sees some people walking in to an establishment, and he's like, it kind of perks up his interest a little bit. He's like, what's going on here? I smell food. I'm going to go in here and try to get me some food, and we're just going to go from there. And he sees this food. It's immaculately prepared. It looks really nice. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get me some of that food. And he looks, and he gets caught by the owner of this establishment. It looks like, I think it's like a cook. He's like a cook of some kind. He's like a big pig guy. He's got a big old butcher's knife. He's like, the pig guy. He's like, no, you're not gonna do this now. You're not gonna do. Get out of here. This is the last time this is gonna happen. He's like, come here, so I can get rid of you. I'm gonna kill you. Come back here. And he chases the little dinosaur out into the open, and he runs up or scurries up this long, really tall ladder, and he almost gets it, but he misses. The pig guy misses, and he's like, I'm gonna get you. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. You'll have to come down, you stupid beast. And this really beautiful 2-page spread is shown where you see the little dinosaur up in the tower, and we see Usagi in the background, and he's looking up, and he's like, oh, what's going on here? And we find out that the little dinosaurs are called Tokagi, is what they're called. But I just want to point out one little thing. We get a cameo from possibly one of the Ninja Turtles, because there's a turtle around here, and he's wearing a little red headband. Is this one of the Ninja Turtles at this point? But we see this little kid, and he's walking towards the Ninja Turtle, or what we presume is the Ninja Turtle in this 2-page spread, which I thought was a really fun little shout out. But we see Usagi talking to this woodcutter. He's like, hey, what's going on up there? What's going on, woodcutter? and he's like, "There's a Tokage up there, and he's trying to steal food, but he got chased up there. Now we're taking bets to see exactly when he's how long he's gonna stay up there." And this pig guy, you see, is just very mad and upset that this is going on. Like he's had it. The pig guy has had it. And, you know, yeah. And Usagi's right in this point. I feel like Usagi's right. He's like, that's cruel. I'm gonna climb up there and rescue him. But he is stopped by the pig guy, and he's like, you're not getting past here. We are gonna get this thing once and for all, and we're going to solve the problem that he's having. And he's like, if it stole food, Usagi says, if it stole food, it was hungry. And this guy, pig guy, is not going to have it. He's like, beat it. I said, beat it. Get out of here, Usagi. Get, you know. And Usagi is not taking shit from anybody. He punches the pig guy in the stomach, and he's like, I'm going to get even with you. So Usagi starts to climb up this big watchtower, and as he is going up there, the pig guy starts chasing after him, and he cuts a bunch of these steps that are on the ladder. And Usagi's like, "This bully needs to like back off. He just broke a bunch of the steps, and that's not good, because Usagi eventually is gonna have to get down." But Usagi gets up to the top. This Takage is very scared and probably hungry. He is hungry. Obviously, he is hungry because we saw him trying to get the food. He's like, hey, little buddy. Like, it's okay. I'm just gonna sit over here. You sit over there. When you want to come down, let me know, and we'll get you down safe and sound. And you see the guy up there, and he's like, huh. You see from down below, you see the pig guy. He's like, it's getting cold. It's gonna snow. We're gonna teach that troublemaker a lesson. And you see Usagi. He's like, man, we can't stay up here for too long. It's getting cold. I'm gonna have to carry you down. And it actually starts to snow. I guess coincidence? I think not. Right? I don't know. But you see, there's snow. But which begs the case. I don't know if this is like uh, a blunder or a blooper. In any case, there's no snow on the ground. It's only on the tower itself. So I wonder if the snow just melted. It was hot, so hot it melted, or because it was so high, the snow was only up on the top. Who knows? But Usagi takes out a couple rice balls and gives one to his little friend, and he's like, "Here, eat up. We gotta eat. You gotta eat. You must be hungry." So he shares his food. So Usagi does his good deed, and he starts to push off and collect some of the snow, which ends up landing on the pig guy. And then we get our second cameo for the comic book. We get, which I want to know if anybody else noticed this. I noticed it. We get Calvin and Hobbes from obviously the comic strip Calvin and Hobbes. They're in the background of this issue, laughing at the pig guy, chuckling, hamming it up, and they're laughing at him because he got hit by snow. And this pig guy is not having it right now. He's gonna make sure the Ronin gets what's coming to him. But the wind starts picking up. The tower starts swaying back and forth. I guess because it's so high up there, or maybe it's because of what the pig guy did. He cut some of the wood off of it, and they're like, "Oh my God, look, it's swaying. The tower is swaying." The people from below say, and the pig guy, he's like, "Yeah, just a minute. They'll get swept off in a couple minutes." And you see them trying to hold on for dear life, trying to stay up on this tower. They're starting to get cold, and the weather is starting to change, and they're trying to get down. And Usagi actually has some tea in like a bamboo filler he has that holds his tea, and he accidentally happens to drop it off the tower, hitting the pig guy on the head, giving him a big old goose egg, which was fun. It's funny to see. I mean, classic. Oops, I dropped it. Oh no. Hey, watch out. Look out below, like type of thing. And the pig guy, he has had enough of this. He is done. He's had enough. And he's like, hey, woodcutter, give me your axe. And the woodcutter that Usagi was talking to before happens to still be around. And he's like, oh yeah, yes sir, I guess so. And this pig guy, he walks up very menacingly, and he says, vagabond, this vagabond's gonna get it for messing with me. Yeah, you know what's gonna happen. And he's like, oh, the wind. Usagi says, oh, the wind's died down. Come on, let's get out of here. And this is where we see the pig guy starts chopping and chopping at the tower, trying to get his revenge on the two people who have wronged him. And they're like, oh my god, like, we got to get off of here. And Usagi goes to grab the little Tokage guy, the dinosaur, and the whole tower ends up crumpling and falling over. We get this big old crumple effect, and like, oh no, look out! The villagers say below, and the pig guy's like, what the fuck? Like, if this day can't get any worse, it fucking basically fell on his house. And he's like, oh, it's that Ronin's fault. The Ronin did this. He did this to my shop. He is the one who destroyed it. So obviously the pig guy is definitely playing the blame game right here on this in this particular issue. But Usagi and the dinosaur fall through, and they look like they fall pretty hard through. And Usagi actually hits the table, bounces off of it, and lands on the floor. And this guy is relentless. This stupid motherfucker is relentless in this situation. He just wants his revenge for some very petty things that happened. And Usagi didn't mean to do those things, except probably punch him in the stomach, but he didn't mean to drop his tea on him or the snow. It just happened. It was a happy coincidence, but he doesn't think so. He doesn't take it that way. And he's like, huh, my shop, you crushed the roof. You destroyed my ceiling. He's like, I'm gonna kill you good. I'm gonna kill you good. Is that the way I'm gonna kill you good? Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna kill you good. But the little dinosaur ends up jumping up, and he's like, ah! And he starts to actually fight and bite, scratch, claw this pig man. And Usagi actually comes to. He's like, oh man, my head. It feels like I was pounded by a mallet. And he happens to be surprising and see that this little creature is fighting this guy. And he's like, oh, get off. And you see him. Usagi's like, that's enough. Come on, let's go. And he's even got some of his shirt in his mouth. And the little guy gets off and jumps off, and Usagi's like, well, I guess I have a companion now. And the pig guy is the worst for wear. He's like, oh, my roof, my shop, my head, it hurts so much. And I like in the background, you see the woodcutter monkey guy. He's like, hey, can I have my axe back now? I need my axe back. I got to make a living, And you see Usagi. Usagi's mad. He's very much. He seems like he's injured. Got a little dirty on him. Got a little banged up, and he's like, "Come on, let's get out of here, Spot. Let's go. Let's get out of this town." So we get a name for this creature. His name is Spot now, and they leave and they go off on another journey. This issue, it was good. I liked the cameos in it. I thought the cameos were really fun. It was interesting to see how. I mean, we've seen these little Tokage things or Tokage things or whatever they're called in the world prior to this, and they're kind of just around. They're just normal animals and stuff like that. So we didn't really know much about them. We still don't know much about them. They're still like a very much a mystery, I would say. And it's cool to see that Usagi has a companion now, like a traveling companion. It's not just Usagi himself, and it's cool that he actually is able to hold his own to an extent and fight, and he's got Usagi's back. Like a dog, like a dog would have. Spot is Usagi's best friend, I guess now we could say. Man's best friend, the Tokage, or whatever they're called, the Tokage is that what they're called? I don't remember what they're called. I'll have to look it up and see. But yeah, this was a fun little issue. It didn't like necessarily light my world on fire or rock my world, or whatever. It was simple, very much like a quiet meal in a sense. Like it was a story that happens. There isn't too much significance to it, but I do know Spot does play a bigger role, kind of going forward, which I don't really want to spoil too much. With another character, I might say, but when we get to that, we'll get to that actually in this issue. I mean this was fun. It wasn't like last issue. I'll tell you that much. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. I had a cough. But yeah, I don't really know what much more I can say. I thought it was very much like, um, you can relate to, like, oh, like, if you do good in the world, good will come to you, type of thing. And this one character, he did bad in the world, and it's almost like karma was catching up to him in a way, with the whole fact, karma's a bitch kind of thing, where he kept doing bad things to Spot, or trying to do bad things to Spot and Usagi, and one thing after another was a steamball, like a snowball effect, where worse and worse things started to happen to him, and now he's left with a hole in his shop, and he can't do anything about it. And Usagi's like, "Oh, fuck you! You take care of this yourself. I'm not gonna help you. You wronged me, and you wronged Spot, so we're just gonna go off. This isn't our problem," type of thing. But yeah, I mean, it was fun. I would probably read it again. I didn't notice the Ninja Turtle reference at the beginning, but I did notice Calvin and Hobbes, and I was very shocked to see them in this, because it was really funny to see them. I wonder if Stan Sakai got approval to put them put them into the book. I want to know that. I'm gonna try to look that up and see if he got approval to like put them in the book, because they're blatantly there in the background. But yeah, it was fun. I like seeing them, because I do actually love Calvin and Hobbes as well. It's a fun comic strip as well. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast. We're moving along on volume 2 now, and the next one we're gonna look at is A Mother's Love, which is the next issue we're going to look at. If you want to check this out, you can check it out at in Usagi Yojimbo Origins, or you can pick up the old Fantagraphic trades, or there's like a big 2-in-1 book that you can get as well, a big old set you can get. That's, I think, fairly easy to find. I don't know. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to check out my other podcast, Otakuology, where I talk about anime, manga, sometimes movies. Go check it out. I'll leave a link down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys on the next podcast episode. And yeah, stay safe, read some comic books. Peace out.